Arbora is an AI-based study app built on the concept of learning by tending to a lush, virtual forest. Why don't we explore what this means? The sign-up and login to Arbora is just like that of any other website. Initially, you are met with a simple homepage prompting you to create your first document. Documents represent a self-contained body of knowledge that you would like to study. You simply open the drawer to the right, then type or paste in anything you would like to study into the Document tab. To really leverage the strengths of Arbora, nest your notes using Markdown header tags. This will help the platform determine the structure of your document, which will prove to be important later on. For now, let's study basic French. Notice we can toggle our notes between edit and view mode as we wish. When we're done, we save the document, and like magic, a tree grows to our left. This tree represents our document. We can check by hovering over the branches and canopies, as well as the headers in our notes. As you can see, each canopy represents a note, and the branches represent where your document splits off into nested notes. You can click on a canopy to navigate to it on the document. Notice that the canopies are all orange-red, as well as have a 0.00 value assigned to them. This represents how deeply the platform thinks we understand our notes. Since we have just saved our basic French notes, there is no reason to think we have studied them at all. Let's fix this and hopefully get more vibrant colours in our tree. For now, let's say I've just read through basic conjugation a few times, and I'd like to truly cement my understanding. To do that, I hover over the note heading, then move to the AI icon that appears. 3 icons will slide out, corresponding to the tabs at the top of the drawer. Let's go through them in order, starting with our first icon, Flashcards. Clicking on the icon takes us to the Flashcards tab, where we see our notes heading overhead and an input for how many flashcards we would like to study. Let's start with 5 and click Generate Flashcards. At this point, the AI capabilities of Arbora start to come into play. Our notes get converted into exactly 5 flashcards regarding the content of our notes. We can now go through them, letting the platform know if the flashcards were easy or hard. We can do this as many times as we wish until we can recall all the information in the flashcards. Great! Already our tree is starting to change. Now the platform thinks we understand some of our notes decently well. Let's move on to the next tab. Flashcards are great, but to really test ourselves, we can take a quiz, either multiple choice or open-ended. Having reasonably memorized the flashcards, this should be straightforward. Let's start with multiple choice. Once again, AI comes to our rescue and generates 5 relevant questions with choices as well. Let's run through these quickly. Look at that. At the end, I get a final score and I can review my answers and see where I went wrong. All the while, the platform records my performances to make sure that next time, the quiz asks questions regarding content I've had a hard time with. Once again, our tree gets greener, specifically the canopies representing the notes we have studied. Let's try open-ended questions. These require you to write longer-form answers to general questions, which are then graded by our ever-useful AI. This time, each question is graded between 1 and 5. As we review our answers, we can read comments about why we got the grades we did and how we can improve. Slowly but surely, our understanding gets better and better, and our tree responds accordingly. Now that we are really confident, let's get to the final tab. Here we chat directly with Arby, who is a really curious chatbot and would love for you to explain to them what you have studied. It is said that one of the best ways to truly demonstrate your understanding is by teaching. So here you play the role of a teacher. Arby will ask you questions like an eager student as you try to answer to the best of your knowledge. If your answers are somewhat inaccurate, Arby will express some doubt to keep you on the right path. You may keep going until Arby is satisfied with your lesson. Well, we have studied our notes, reviewed some flashcards, tackled multiple choice and open-ended questions, and then taught the deeper concepts of our notes to our curious little chatbot. Surely we understand basic conjugation in French quite well now, and it seems like our tree agrees. Just look at that lush green of the basic conjugation canopy. We can proceed to do this with the rest of our notes as well as other documents. Of course, over time, as our knowledge degrades, the leaves slowly turn orange again, so we need to be consistent in our study. Now let's see what a fully formed forest looks like. Would you look at that? After a while using Arbora, you will accumulate dozens of trees that you need to tend to keep healthy and green. The site will automatically scroll through all of them when idle, and you can see at a glance what you need to catch up on. No more rummaging through notes at the last minute, checking if you accidentally missed something. If all is green and healthy, then your knowledge is solid. You can confidently approach any test, project, or trip to a foreign country. For now, that is all there is to Arbora. Of course, there is always more to build and improvements to be made, but the fundamental idea remains the same, a unique way to represent studying and knowledge exploration with some help from cutting-edge large language models. Goodbye and thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. Your valuable attention is greatly appreciated.